studio. Senator, welcome back to the program.
Good to be with you, Tom.
It is always such a pleasure and an honor to be talking with you, Senator Sanders. You have been one of the leading advocates for labor throughout your long career in Congress, and starting the Congressional Progressive Caucus and being in the House of Representatives all those years and now in the United States Senate. And it seems like in the last, 6, 8, 10 years, something like that, maybe more in particular since President Biden became president, the labor movement has really caught fire. We're seeing this most recently now. We just had, what was it, Tennessee, a successful organizing effort by the UAW, and now the Mercedes. Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, look, Tom, it's not the 8 or 10 years. I would say it's the last few years. And I think what you're seeing is working people all over the country are sick and tired of seeing stagnation in their wages, not keeping up with inflation, can't afford housing, can't afford health care, while the billionaire class becomes much richer. So today, and again, I know the corporate media doesn't talk about it. My colleagues in Congress, by and large, don't talk about it. We have an unprecedented level of income and wealth inequality. Never before. People on top are doing unbelievably well. Corporate profits are soaring. And yet working people, 60% of people in this country are living paycheck to paycheck. So I think you have good new union leadership, people like Sean Fain and the UAW and others. Teamsters has good leadership as well. Moving Sean O'Brien at the Teamsters. And they are sitting down with their employers and saying, you know what? You're going to have to do a lot better than you did in the past. And we're seeing good contracts from the Teamsters, from the UAW. And you're also seeing at the grassroots level, young people mostly at companies like Starbucks organizing. And we had a hearing last year with Mr. Schultz. We brought Mr. Schultz in there, who was charged by the National Labor Relations Board, for breaking,
Starbucks.
Conducting, Starbucks, right, for conducting massively illegal anti-union efforts against workers who were trying to organize at Starbucks. And now what we're seeing is apparently Starbucks is sitting down with these workers trying to negotiate a national contract. UAW is going to have a vote in Alabama next week, I believe, with Mercedes-Benz. And so what they are doing is now going to the South, which has been the most hostile area, most difficult area to organize. Last month, all 6 Southern governors came out and said, oh, unions are terrible, vote against it. Well, 73% of the workers of Volkswagen in Chattanooga, Tennessee, voted for the union. So you're right. I think we are seeing a significant uptick in union organizing, in unions fighting for good contracts. And I think if we're going to save the middle class in this country, that's exactly what we have to do.
Yeah. And finally, I'm curious your thoughts on the stakes of the election. We're 6 months out in the presidential race.
Well, I think the word that comes to my mind, Tom, is existential. And, in the sense that, look, I know that there are listeners out there who are very disturbed about Biden's approach toward Israel and Gaza, and I absolutely share those concerns. He's wrong, period. End of discussion. But we can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And Joe Biden is not running against God. He's running against a guy named Donald Trump. And if you look at all of the issues, if you look at the issue of democracy, well, Biden's an old-fashioned politician who actually believes in democracy. Donald Trump happens not to believe in democracy. He believes in authoritarianism, and he is working hard to undermine the foundations of American democracy. Joe Biden believes that climate change is real and has helped us put more money into energy efficiency and sustainable energy than any time in history. I mean, we're trying. Later today, I'm going to meet with some Chinese officials to see, despite all of the tension between the two countries, how we can work with China to reduce carbon emissions. Biden understands that. Trump does not. I happen to believe that women have the right to control their own bodies. And after decades and decades of struggle, it is heartbreaking to see state after state take away this basic woman's right. And Joe Biden understands that. Donald Trump is the guy who appointed 3 members to the Supreme Court who overturned Roe v. Wade. I believe that in a time of massive income and wealth inequality, you don't give huge tax breaks to billionaires, which is exactly what Trump will do. I don't believe that at a time when our healthcare system is as bad as it is, you don't end the Affordable Care Act and throw millions of people off the healthcare they need. So the differences are pretty great. And I hope that people will be supportive of President Biden.
I do too. I sure do. Senator Sanders, thank you so much for dropping by. It's always great having you with us on the program and talking to you. Thank you.